Today, we're taking a look at Lava from Acustica Audio. This is a microphone modeler done in the Acustica Audio way. Let's take a look at the interface. On the left side, you have here the input section. On the right side, you have the output section. And in the middle, well, we'll get to that in a second. So, on the left side, we have, at the moment, 100 microphones that we can select as the from microphone. So what this section does is it neutralizes the microphone that you have. If it's in the list, it neutralizes the frequencies and all the other things that they've done with this to give you a flatter frequency microphone going into the middle section. At the bottom here, we have a convenient filter. So this would work a lot like the bass roll off on a microphone. Now, I did update this plugin, so it now has a auto gain compensation option here. Last but not least, this knob here increases the harmonic content going into the plugin. All right. So then you've selected your microphone, right? You then go here and you have about 40 to 41 as of this video microphones that you can set your microphone to. We got pretty much most of the top Neumann microphones in here. We got some AKG microphones, and as time goes on, we'll get additional ones. The last section, this is the output section. This also houses the oversampling here at the top. So if you choose Eco, then you bypass the harmonic content, which saves on CPU. 1X would be the normal state of the plugin, and then 4X sampling gets you a much more richer, much more original sounding tone. This knob is for dry and wet mix. You can change the size. So right now it's on 1.5X. 2X is bigger than 1920 by 1080. I was not able to utilize that properly, so I left it here on the middle. And then of course you have the 1X, which is slightly smaller than this. And down here at the bottom, this is the distance fader, right? And what my interpretation of this, and I'm not even reading from the manual, my interpretation of this, of course, is distance from the mic. But the way I'm looking at this is this gives you some air in, or more air, let me say it like that, more air to your source signal. So enough of me blabbing about it. Let's see what this thing sounds like. So the microphone that I typically have been recording with, especially as of the last year, 2 years, is a TLM 103. That's the mic you're hearing me talking to now. That microphone is not in the microphone list yet. There is a form, and you can find the link in the description, for you to submit your microphone request to Acustica so that they can sample those microphone models and provide additional inputs. So what I've done is I've chosen, well, this was a suggestion from a gentleman in the Facebook group, Elijah Carbon, I think it was, to choose the TLM 107. This test is more about showing you how useful this plugin is in a mix context. All right, so I'm just going to play what we have here, then I'm going to flip it on, and be aware there will be a slight jump in the sound, so it won't be a clean cut. Here is the track before Lava is activated.
Took my heart, stole my soul, ran away when no one knows. Ain't no going. Took my heart, stole my soul, ran away when no one knows. Sometimes we get caught up in what we need. We fail to see beyond the tree. Finding out is within you.
All right, so let's talk about what we did here. Now, again, I used the TLM 107 here. I am not familiar with this microphone, but what it did for my lead, my voice, it was perfect in this particular record. So let me bypass this here and then just play just that part, right? We will actually bypass all of this so you can hear the raw audio channel here, right?
Took my heart, stole my soul, ran away when no one knows. Took my heart, stole my soul, ran away when no one knows.
This microphone, I was reading on the description, it's mid heavy. So the low and the high is not as present as some other microphones in the list. Now, with this particular record and with a lot of, especially with the album that I'm working on with my own album, most, if not all, with the exception of the vocals, are virtual instruments. All right, so let's just listen to the drums by themselves. So taking a look here, this is the kick. All right. And so this is where we are using the plugin creatively. All right. So pull this up. If you hear, this has a little bit more bottom on it when it's on the left. It almost has a more natural sound to it on the right. So this is almost giving it this separation that I can only describe as air that you would normally get kind of when you're recording an actual instrument. So it's very useful in that regards. I'm going to play the guitar. And here's before. Just almost just this little bit of air. And the harmonic content just gives it a little more meat. Let me take a look at the bass guitar. Now, I'm not sure. Let me see. I really don't want to change it. Let me see. We have the Neumann, which U87 is it? It is the AI. So if we choose off, That means that it's not doing any neutralizing on the input. Yes, I can hear that. So you hear that extra air. All right. Okay. Let's see. What does that piano sound like? Give it a little bit more delicate sound to it. Of course, that's a combination of it all, like cutting out that low part, putting a little bit of air in between the mic and the piano, so to speak. And of course, using the 149 here. For the background vocals, I chose a U67. I actually had, I think it was the 47 at first, and then I swapped it out because the 47 was giving it a little too much on the mids. So I'm going to unsolo all of that. I'm going to solo all of these parts.
Where are you? Where are you?
So it really just sloped off that high end, right? Because this TLM 103 is known to be, I don't want to say brittle, but it's definitely, it shines in the high end department. And this took care of that. But that's it, man. That is my review of Lava. This, to me, is beautiful. There's some options in the Nebula world that a lot of us were utilizing with some of the offerings there. So this is an additional and well packaged addition to what we have in the Nebula world in this regard. And it's not just about your vocal mic. This is about adding color to instruments, especially for somebody like me who does a great deal of virtual instrument production, MIDI productions. Again, not just for vocals, but actually using this in a very creative manner to give your instruments different texture. With that being said, if you've enjoyed this video, click the like button. If you like what you're watching, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to click that bell so you'll be notified of any new videos I post. And until next time.